All right. We're here with the lovely Rawl Paredes and Rawl of the Dead.
Yes.
This is what you go by.
Yes.
Fabulous. So you have a lot of mediums going on, correct? So you have photography and you do podcasting, you do your indie films.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. A lot of plates I'm juggling.
Love it. Love it. So let's, before we go there, before we kind of break down all of your loves of life, let's kind of go back a little bit and learn a little bit about you. Where are you from?
I'm from LA, so I grew up here in California, in Los Angeles, and my parents moved here from Peru in late '60s.
Awesome.
So, but we were all born here. My sister, my brother, and me were all born here, and yeah, we grew up in LA, and then around when I was 11, 12, we moved to the West Covina area.
Okay.
And I've kind of been in that area, the same vicinity since 1982.
Nice.
Basically.
That's where you're at now.
So now I'm in Covina, yeah. So I'm still in the same area, but yeah. But grew up mostly as a kid in Los Angeles, over by the original Tommy's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's that. Very
Yeah.
cool. So let's talk about little Rawl. So you have a brother and a sister, you're saying?
Yeah, I have a younger brother and an older sister.
Okay. And how'd you get into photography? Where'd that start?
So the photography started late in my life because I'm 55 right now, and I was 42, so this was 2012. Yeah, roughly 2012 is when I got a camera. But I think the year before that, maybe a year or two, I was, the iPhone was fairly kind of new in 2000. When is it, 2006 or 8, 7, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
So I got an iPhone around that time, 2008, and started messing with all the apps. And one of the first apps, I think, in 2010 was Instagram. And I just thought it was a filter app. So I just thought I want to put cool filters on the pictures I'm taking on the phone. So I got Instagram, I got some other ones, and I go, how come my photos aren't looking like some of these other photos I'm seeing on there? And I didn't realize it was a social media thing at all. And my girlfriend now, that wasn't my girlfriend back then, she was my first follower because she said, I'll follow you on there. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you can do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I started seeing that, and I started seeing a lot of photography popping up on there. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, these photos look... I was naive. I was thinking they were doing it all on the phone, and they weren't. They were using a camera. They were editing on some software, Photoshop or Lightroom. Yeah. And so I started getting intrigued by it at that point, but I didn't thinking about being a photographer. And then when I went to go to a book signing, Nikki Sixx had a photography book that he put out. And so I was in line at Barnes & Noble over at the, what's it called? The Grove in LA. And it was a 5-hour waiting line to wait for an autograph. I'm
That's
like,
dedication, my
He
friend.
even took a break. And I was like, oh, man, you're taking a break, dude.
Like,
Come on, I want to go home. I after work, not after work, I got out of work early to go there. And so while I was in those 5 hours, I was looking through the book and everything. And I was like, these are amazing images. And that's when I got the idea. I'm like, that's it. I think I'm just going to do photography. I want to do images like this. His were a little bit darker and twisted, but I was like, this is exactly what I kind of want to do. So I saved up some money to buy my first camera. I bought a Rebel T3i, or was it I can't remember now. It was a Rebel camera.
It was a digital camera.
Yeah, and it was a Canon one. And so I had that camera up for a long time, from 2012 till 2018, 19, I think. No, I think up until, 2019, 2020 is when I switched over to Sony. And I was able, because these cameras are expensive, you know what I mean? And I wasn't making a lot of money doing photography in those years, but that was basically the starter camera. And then I've been doing it ever since then, and it's been growing since then. Just like I always wanted to do architecture and landscape photography, which I still like doing. But once I started going to the conventions and bringing my camera with me, I started to get more into the darker stuff and all the horror stuff with characters and makeup. And the goth thing just kind of I just kind of got drawn by that. So I decided just doing more of that stuff was more appealing to me, doing portraits. And that's what I was really enjoying. I was really opening my horizons of other things I could do. Because I think everybody starts off wanting to do architecture or landscapes.
Yeah, like that still
Everybody
life
kind of
stuff.
Or street photography.
Yeah.
But I didn't think portrait was something I would do. Like I go, I don't know how to take pictures of people. You know what I mean? I think I'd be too shy. But no, I've worked with a lot of people since then, and it's been great. So I've been enjoying it.
So how'd the horror stuff come about? Like, is that from youth or where were we introduced to that whole genre?
Well, the horror stuff, I've always kind of been into horror, so I just didn't think about combining it into photography. And until like I said, I started going to some of these horror conventions, started meeting people and wanting to do like whatever their look was, and like whether it's Michael Myers or whether it's like some witch that looks kind of demented, and I started organizing photo shoots based on those themes of whatever they have. And so yeah, and then I've just kind of like I just fell in love with it because I just thought it's so different. The way you can light some of these people in this makeup, whether it's got blood or whatever they have on it, it's the same principles as doing a regular real estate photography. You know, it's the same principles apply because you're still doing a 3-point lighting.
Yeah.
And it's still going to look great. So people think like, oh, I just concentrate on horror stuff. But I go, it's the same setup, the same settings. Everything's the same. It's just the subject's different. That's all it is. So there's nothing different I'm doing except for maybe a little post. I'll add a little bit more desaturation or something. And that's how it kind of looks the way it looks. But I can make any images look the way you want it to look. Like if you give me a sample, I could know where the lighting is. I could totally replicate it.
I feel like it takes a good eye though, because you'll see some photography, and I mean, even in the horror genre, where you're like, "Ooh, that wasn't very well, didn't come across very well." And yours are very striking. Like I think you got a picture of like a demonic priest, and it's so well done. And it just, if something incites like a feeling, then you know it's done well, and you know it comes across right. So I think it takes an eye to not, it's not like a real estate photo.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a big difference between like, okay, this is well lit and well done, and kind of invokes that feeling about it. So it's definitely it kind of separates you.
I think what I like about doing it is like replicating kind of movies or movie stills. So like watching The Exorcist and anything from the 70s, I sort of like that color grade that they used because it's very soft shadows. It's contrasty still, but it's got some kind of like it's got a different color grade than if you watch like some family movie where it looks a little bit more bright, glowing. So I try to like get inspiration from watching even Guillermo del Toro movies. But any horror movie I watch or anything dramatic that I watch, I look at the colors. And that inspires me. I'm seeing where the shot, you can still see like it's dark, but you can still see because it's a soft shadow. It's not dark like contrast. And I've seen photographers crank up, like they crank up the black and the contrast, and now it just looks completely dark.
It gets lost.
It gets a little lost.
I've noticed some horror movies like that, where you're having to turn down all the lights in the house just to see the film.
Yeah.
And I feel like then it gets lost. Like that emotion gets lost too much.
Yeah, because now you're looking like, where's this? A little too dark.
What am I watching?
But if you have a good cinematographer that's doing the lighting, like say like Naseratu, the last film that just came out, that's like a work of art.
Oh, it's so beautifully
It's
done.
dark.
That cinematography was beautiful.
But you can see everything. So those are the things that I get inspired by. I'm like, and I even created a preset of the Nosferatu color grade that I've applied at a few photo shoots that I've done, and it looks really great. You just have to make sure it's like it's the right lighting where you're like, if it's an outside shot, it'll work for it. But if it's a studio shot, I just got to make some little bit of adjustments. So it just depends, but it's worked out on a couple of shoots that I've done, and I've had that same look to it. So I saved it, and if people like it, I can apply that to it. And I don't have to do all the settings over again. I just save the preset.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna write this down.
I totally like mimicked it as best as I could. And I'll do that with other movies too. Like I'll see a movie and then I'll put the stills by the picture that I just took, and I'll try to replicate the same colors, and I'll see what they're doing here, and I'll try to apply to it, especially if it's somebody that wants a specific look of a movie or something. Or usually they leave it up to me, but if they want a specific look, I can go ahead and recreate it as best as possible.
Yeah. So take me through, like, did you take classes to learn all of that, or are you just kind of self-taught and just went for it?
Self-taught and YouTube. YouTube has taught me so much. I followed photographers early on, like Serge Ramelli, who is a French photographer. He was one of my early inspirations. There's another one, Joel Grimes. He does amazing work. He does a lot of he used to do a lot of the posters for superhero films. And he does it the 3-point lighting where it's light on the sides and one on top, and then a reflection at the bottom. That's kind of his style. And he also does a lot of landscape stuff too. And those are some of the influences I've gotten from photography. I'm trying to think who else. I can't think of anybody else. But yeah, those are all things that got me into like how to learn lighting. Also Carl Taylor. Actually, I should credit that. Carl Taylor, I took one of his courses online. You can pay a monthly thing on that. I learned so much in the 2 years I took the course, from products, portraits, any style he can do it, and he does everything in lighting. He very rarely relies on post,
and that's good. I think.
Yeah, because all the stuff he does, I go, I could do that in post. But I remember the one he lit a motorcycle. He used 12 lights on the motorcycle, and you see where he's going and where he's putting the focus on, whether it's the tire, like you want to see the tire part, he'll put a light there and he'll narrow it down, he'll dial it in, and then he moves on to the next light, then the next light, then this light, and then he was up to about 12 lights at one point. I was watching the whole 2 hours of it. I'm like, this is unbelievable. Like, I don't even know where to start on that. Like, I would probably just do like 2 or 3 lights maybe, but no, even, and his product stuff is even more amazing. It's like, this is insane. He's got a really good eye on everything, and like I said, he very rarely relies on any post work. It's all in camera and it's all lighting, and I've learned so much from watching his courses and then YouTube. Just any. There's so many tutorials on YouTube, but I've even done a few tutorials myself just to like kind of give back, to show people like, this is something I learned, and maybe you'll learn something from what I just learned as well. So. Yeah,
do you feel like you're constantly learning and wanting to like change things up? And
yeah, I like to share knowledge as well. So I don't know if you want to talk about this, but I'm actually starting a one-on-one teaching course. If anybody wants to learn photography, I have it available on my website. You can sign up $35 for 1 hour, one-on-one, awesome. And you can learn the basics. Any level that you're at, we can start on whatever you want. If you want to do the dark photography stuff, I can teach you that. So I like to give back, because a lot of people, like when I first started off, were kind of like holding secrets.
I feel like everybody's like gatekeepers that way, and especially in the photography world, they're very like, oh, this is nope. I'm not going to tell you what I'm using or what. They're like, oh, what camera is that? Oh, it's a camera. You're like, okay, I'm not trying to steal your secrets. Oh, it's so rude.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people like, I don't know, that I got inspiration from in the very beginning, and then they blocked me for some reason, like I don't know why, like where I was working with the same model or whatever it is, but it doesn't matter. I still appreciate their talent, and I get inspiration from even like local photographers. And there's many of them. A lot of them I'm friends with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in like hating on somebody for working on the same style that you're doing, and the same brand and the same model.
Yeah, we're supposed to like lift each other up.
I want to be friends with everybody.
Art world. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just too old to be like nitpicky like that. It's like, no. I mean, when I first started, like, people were like not wanting to tell you a lot of information. And now it's like, I reach out to photographers and I tell them, I think what you just did right now is amazing. And I think it's great. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, I get inspiration from it. And they like hearing from me, or from, in general, you like hearing like positive feedback.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important just to keep doing it, because like, you're not taking any work away from me. I'm working with whoever I'm working with, and you're working with whoever you are.
I think that's the thing too. It's, people just starting out, or people that maybe haven't reached the age of like knowing, okay, well, I'm settled in my craft and I feel confident in my craft. Maybe they're not to that level of confidence yet, or maybe they just feel like, oh, they have to, keep everything secret, and they're not to that level of like, okay, I know I'm settled, I'm comfortable, I got this. Yeah. And that shows a big difference, shows that growth and that, being an adult, like, okay, yeah, this is good. I can share this with you.
Yeah, and I think and I love talking to other photographers just about, it's the only time I get to nerd out about gear. You know what I mean? Like, even before we started this podcast, I was already asking like about the equipment here, because I'm just a nerd with gear. So I'm just like, what are you guys using? What is this? What is that? Like lighting, and I love learning all that stuff, and I like knowing about it, and what everybody's using and how they're using it. I know people that just don't use lights for, like, they don't use off-camera flash at all. It's just all natural, and I'm amazed by it. I'm like, this is great what you're doing. You're producing amazing photos.
Yeah, you catch that right light, and that natural light is beautiful.
Yeah, I do both. So I just recently shot yesterday with no lights, and but I brought my lights. But then I thought about it. I go, we have this weather that's really like cloudy. It's still kind of daylight. The light's not going to make... I could probably do something with the lights, but I think it's not necessary. Let's just do natural light. So I pick and choose depending on how the weather is. For shooting outside, studio, I'll decide whether I'm going to use a light or not. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I think it's just like, hey, it looks great just right out of camera. A little post work will go a long ways, and we can do it this way. So I like both. So I don't have a preference as far as natural, because there's some people that don't want to. They get intimidated by lights, like using off-camera flash. And then there's like a camp, like natural lights, and I'm in between because I believe in both.
Yeah, I think there's a time and place for both.
It depends on the situation, because I've done both, and I'm like, I can do either one. One time my flash broke, so I had to shoot natural. You have to be forced to do it. Yeah. So as long as you can make it work and make it still your own, you should be able to do both. You know what I mean? If somebody hands you like some lights, like, we need this lit this way, you should be able to do it.
Absolutely.
And or if you can't, if there is no lights, then you have to make it work somehow.
Yeah.
I
love it. All your stuff is so, and the light, I like the fact that you said you don't do a ton of post work, because I feel like that kind of sets apart too, like, who can naturally make something happen and make it look really good.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends. Well, I could spend a lot of time in post, but that's because I'm editing like a bunch of photos.
Yeah.
If it's somebody that's showing a lot of skin, it's going to take me a while to retouch that in Photoshop. You know what I mean? Because I want it to look smooth. I want the model to be satisfied with the look of it. If it's horror makeup, that's even like, I could just crank up the clarity a little bit, and then I don't have to worry about any beauty touch-ups, because this doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
I
doesn't
could
have to be pretty.
Roll with it, and I'm like, okay, we can just get. Like, I think the other day we shot like this. I think he called it the cursed hag. Dan, who does amazing makeup.
This is the one with the blood coming out of the mouth.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
That one I edited in 2 days because we didn't shoot a lot. We got the shots that we needed. It was getting dark already. I was using my flashes and adding some color to the back of the wall as well. And I said, I think we got everything, because we're really just going to post 3 or 4 photos, maybe a few more.
Yeah.
but we got over like 100 photos that I'm going to save. And I think that's going to be fine. Like, I don't think we need to. And so I went through those really quickly. And then there's another one where I just got done editing, but it took me 2 weeks to edit because it was for a gym, trainers. And so that takes a little bit more work because I had to like take out all the lights. And so I had to shoot, I had to shoot a plate shot, which means take out all the lights, take out all the people, and just shoot the room.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to use that plate shot to go into post so that when because like if you see the lights here, they're in the middle and the lights are in the shot.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't get away from it because it's a wide shot because they're doing stuff with their dumbbells and their weights and all that. So, and they're extended out too. So I can't do really a tight shot on that. So it has to be wide. We want to show the gym and everything. So that takes a little bit more work too, because now I got to do some post work in 2 photos, the plate shot and then them, and then edit out the lights.
Yeah.
So it just depends. You know what I mean? This depends what the subject is. I could spend some time like that one. I felt like I spent a lot of time. Like, like, oh man, I'm still editing. I'm editing like 10 at a time only because an hour has gone by and I've only done 10 photos. And it's like, damn, I still have like a lot more to go. I edited way too many photos than I really should. I edited over like easily over 100 all the time. And this one was like, I think at almost 300. And that's a lot.
That's a lot of photos.
I know. See, everybody says that. I'm like, we shot 800 photos.
Yeah, I'll go do a shoot and I get like, they're like, here's your 50 photos. I'm like, okay, great, thanks.
And that's where I should do that, but I can't choose. I'm like, I might as well just give you all the photos.
And I've had that too. And then you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, which one do I choose? Which one do I pick?
I'd rather you have choices. You know what I mean?
That is nice though.
Yeah. So I'd rather just do that and not have like, they might ask for more photos anyway. So I'm like, and I've had people ask me for like the whole raw photos of the 600 photos I took. I'm like, I thought you only need like two for the cover or something of your album. It's like, yeah, but we want all the photos.
Oh my goodness, that's so many.
I go, well, there's a lot to edit on that because it was like something running on the wall that was not matching. It was like some plumbing thing. I had to edit that out on every single photo, and I only chose like a couple of hundred.
Oh my goodness, that's still a lot.
Stuff like that. I'm like, I go, okay, 200 wasn't enough.
No, they don't need to see them all. Just know you're like, there was only 200. Send those.
I know. I'm like, what do you? I don't know what they wanted, but I'm like, okay, that's like. So I'm trying to narrow it down a little bit more. But even right now, before I got here, I was editing photos. I'm like, I'm at 170 of favorite photos that I took of my shoot from yesterday. But we took, and also if you don't use light and you do natural, you're going to shoot more photos.
Yeah, because you're trying to get that right moment of that hitting it just right.
Oh, yeah. So with the lights, it slows you down. So I kind of don't mind because it slows me down. I'm not taking as much photos, but with natural light, I'm like, okay, and then like,
it's hitting just right here. It's hitting just right here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So it could take. It just depends what it is. But yeah, I was editing those photos, and those are flying by. I'll get those done probably by the weekend.
So how often are you shooting during the week?
I shoot 2 to 3 times a week usually. There'll be some days where I don't shoot at all. I might be doing like video work, but I feel like I spend a lot of time editing. Yeah, mostly. I wish I spent more time shooting than editing. I wish I can give the work to somebody else, but
that's not the not so fun part.
Yeah, because you're sitting there, you're like, oh, and then my cat gets on the keyboard, so I was like, and then she wants attention, so I can't really like. I have to take a time out every few minutes.
Like,
to
get
comfort
the cat
her
off the keyboard.
and give her time. And then when she gets bored with me, I go, okay, let me go back to the editing. And so she slows me down too. But everyone thinks I'm editing fast. So which I go, hey, as long as you think I'm editing fast, I don't mind. I think I could get it done even quicker. But things slow me down. Like just I do it late in the day, and then the cat needs attention. So yeah, I try to shoot as much as possible though, and I feel like I don't do enough. I should be shooting every day, and I don't. And I tell people to shoot
every day. I'm like,
I should shoot every day though. I really should, like, just to get. There's some things that I kind of want to still learn that I could do on my own and experiment.
Yeah.
So I think that's sometimes like when I want to experiment, like I'll have a model come down, and the next thing you know, it's like I'm not experimenting anymore. We're just doing a nice photo shoot, and there goes my experiment.
You're like, this is not what I had planned
I know.
for today.
That's what ends up happening all the time. Like, yeah, I wanted to experiment with lighting, but then I feel like I'm wasting their time too. Like, oh, let me just get you some nice shots.
Oh, you're too nice.
Yeah. So.
Oh, so wait, rewind before photography. What were you doing before photography?
Before photography, well, I was still working at Fox. I started working at Fox in 2005. Before that, I was working at a music corporation called Roland Corp, which is a Roland Boss. The Boss does the pedals, Roland does the keyboards.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then, but my first stint at Fox was between 95 and 2000. I was working in the mailroom. But then I left to go work at Roland to do what was it? I think I was trying to do some receiving there. And then that job kind of switched around where everybody became more like a real warehouse job, you know, where you're unloading trucks. And I was too old for that already. I mean, this is stuff I did when in my 20s. I'm in my 30s now and I'm unloading a truck. And I'm
you're like, not my jam.
I don't want to be doing this. So when my dad retired, I know he wanted me to go back to Fox. And that's probably not a good reason to go. You know, I know your parents kind of like influence. Sometimes as me growing up, not knowing any better, I'm like, okay, well, this is what they want, but it's not what I wanted. You know what I mean? So I ended up going to work at where his department was, and I knew the people there already, so it was kind of easy transition to get there. But I basically worked at a studio supply it was kind of like a Home Depot, Office Depot combined. And basically the lot, anybody that needs any supplies, whether it's for sets or for your office, they would get it from us.
Okay.
So we would supply that. And I was doing receiving there.
So totally night and day from photography.
Yeah. And
You're
then
like,
I didn't
get
get
me
it.
out of here.
And that was 2005, so I still had not picked up a camera at that point. You know what I mean? I didn't start that till 2012. And then once I started a magazine for a little while, and I showed it to a friend of mine that worked on Modern Family. He was the painter. And I miss him so much. I should reach out to him, Mike. And I showed him he's a photographer too. So he goes, I'd like to see your work. So I go, hey, I actually put a magazine together. I'm going to show it to you. And he was looking through it and he's like, Rawl, he's like, this is amazing. He's like, you're not going to be here very long. I go, what do you mean? I mean, you're not going to be in this department very long. I go, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand that. Like, where would I go?
He's like, get out of here. Keep doing
He goes,
this.
I'm just saying, you're not going to be here very long. And I didn't know what he was talking about because I just figured I'm going to be here for the rest of my life probably. And I didn't think of making photography a full-time thing. It was just a hobby. And so he really kind of like opened my eyes to like, I think he's talking about doing this full-time. So when I left there, it was during the pandemic. We shut down.
Oh yeah.
I was waiting to get furloughed from there. I'm like, oh man, I want to get paid to
You're like, oh darn,
to just sit at home. So I was working at, I was getting paid from Fox when I was furloughed in March 2020. And then I was doing edible arrangements, was still delivering stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so my daughter worked there at the time and she goes, hey, we needed drivers. Are you interested? I go, yeah. So just delivering. Because I do it once in a while for Valentine's and Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Just to get some extra cash. And it was kind of, it's a good extra money.
Yeah.
I think it's $10 a delivery. So I'm like, if you do like 20 of those, it's a good amount for the day. And then I think I did more like, I did like 20 to 40 on any given day. But I was really enjoying it. I go, man, I'm just driving in my car, listening to music. I felt like I had my own time. And I was so much enjoying it. It was like 2 weeks in, I'm like, this is awesome. And then all of a sudden my boss called me and he's like, oh no, what's going on? He's like, hey, so we're going back 2 days a week.
Oh wow.
Starting next week. Like
no.
Monday I go, and I got so bummed out.
Oh,
I'm like, oh man, okay. So I went back and it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
My mentality had changed.
You're already gone.
I was
for
gone.
Something else.
I was like, I think I just want to work for myself. So I left that year, but not on my. I wanted to find another job, so I saw that think my girlfriend sent me a post that Blackcraft was hiring, Blackcraft Cult,
Yeah.
which is a clothing brand that does a lot of like, Gothic clothes. And they were based out of Anaheim. So I'm like, oh, that's even closer to my house. So I'd been applying for jobs at that point for a while, but nothing ever stuck out. And then I just applied to be in the warehouse because they needed a warehouse worker. So like I applied and they called me and they said, it's basically warehouse work. And I go, all right, well, that's what I do here. So, but what I do here is like receiving. So I receive stuff, inventory stuff. So they decided to give me a chance in doing like a receiving at Blackcraft. But my real goal was to get into the photography department because I know they need photos.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing all their stuff. And so I go, do you guys need a photographer
You
though?
need help with this. So.
Yeah, they're like, well, we're not hiring for photographer. We're hiring for this. I go, okay. So when I got into the interview, I even asked again. I go, so by the way, like if you guys do need a photographer, let me know. Like I can do it. Like, yeah, we'll let you know. But that's not what we're hiring you for. So
yeah.
I saw the photo section though, like where it was at. I'm like, oh, there's all the gear. And like, so, but I think once I started in there, I got in good with, obviously Raquel was working there and she was the main photographer and we became really good friends. And so once they were expanding that photography department, I applied right off the bat. And so I was only 9 months into Blackcraft and I got a job as a photographer.
That's great.
But they actually wanted me to do more video because I was mostly during the pandemic, I was like messing around with video stuff. So they liked the video. So they said, why don't you do more video, a little bit of photography because we need more content, So I didn't really know how to do video at that point. Like I know very little about it, but I learned quickly just through working there, like how to do video and again, YouTube. Thanks to YouTube, I was able to learn a little bit of the settings, how you can make it look this way. And, I'm still learning. From video, but yeah, that's where it led up to like, once I got laid off there in 2023, I just decided I'm not going to work a job anymore. I don't think it's really for me. I think it's better if I just try to make my own money, my own income, and not rely on a job that might lay you off or
always have that stress
working
in the back of your
hours,
mind. Yeah.
or working, break times and when you're supposed to eat and all that. I think as I got older, I just kind of was over all that stuff. I didn't want to listen to people.
You're like, listen, I want to be my own boss. Thank you very much.
Now I just enjoy, like, even if I'm not, like doing work all the time, I just feel like I'm in a better place mentally where like now my eyes have really been open. It's like, man, I could just do all kinds of stuff now. Like I could venture out into other avenues of photography, videography, even other types of businesses that I'm like, thinking of doing. And it just opened my eyes. Like I could be my own boss. You know what I mean? So it's, I could never go back again. I think I did go back work. I think in 2022, I worked at the Haunted Hayride.
Oh yeah, in LA. Yeah.
So yeah, but I think I quickly realized I don't want to be doing this. Like there was a lot of rules.
Oh, again.
And boss. I think again, I think I just got so used to not really being told what to do anymore. Where I don't know. I don't know if this is good advice or not, but like I really don't want to be doing like what other people are telling me to do, go on breaks and all that. I mean, I don't mind like doing it because I have to do it there, but I just don't think that's my thing to do anymore. I think I just want to do my own thing.
I feel like once you open that gate of being your own boss and doing your own thing, it's so hard to go back.
It's hard, yeah.
Same thing. I've been, doing my own thing for so long. It's like, I could never do the corporate thing ever again.
Now I
just
realize
want to tell myself what to do. That's it.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with like if people enjoy doing their job and everything, but really it's like you gotta like you're doing somebody else's work and making somebody else rich and you're trading your time in for that, and that's costing you your time. And I realized it was costing me a lot of time because like even at Fox when my aunt passed away, my grandma passed away, my dad passed away, all those three things happened when I was at Fox. and all 3 times they gave me a hard time about it.
And that's so heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I have a death in the family, legitimate reason why I can't be here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you should be at your job. No, actually, this is really more important. It's where we put the focus on certain things in life really is sad, especially in the corporate world.
They were looking at like, well, if you didn't clock in, we could have like, it was something weird that he told me about. And like, I go, well, I don't know my grandma's going to pass away that morning. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, I'm not in control of that.
Those things are not normal. And they were trying to, they had embedded so much in my head that that's actually normal.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all of that.
Once my dad passed away, that's when I realized this is not normal the way they're acting.
No.
They're acting like, I mean, I got yelled at the day my dad got. Oh. My dad passed away. I told him I'm going to have a hard week because he's already in hospice. And I told him that. I told my boss that. And if you're watching, it's just, I don't know how you can live with yourself knowing that I already told you this. And then you decide to bring me into your office and tell me that I'm not doing my job and what's wrong with you. Like asking, like something's wrong with me. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, I just told you what's going
situations, on. And you just look at them and you're like, really? I'm still showing up. I'm still doing my job. Just don't even give me a hard time. It's amazing that you're all even I wanted. There. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think so. But those things needed to happen because I think the universe was trying to tell me, like, this is not where you belong anymore.
You don't belong there.
You're dealing with stuff that you shouldn't be dealing with.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, oh man, this is all things that now I can do whatever I want. I can go take a nap if I want. I can go have lunch with a friend if I want.
You can take the week off if you want. Yeah.
And I still do a lot of the work and I'm doing a lot of work with the clients that are like, like the guy from Guns N' Roses. Like I did work with him and, just a lot of other people that are in the industry that I've done work for. I'm like, I'm not trying to like drop any names, but it's people that are high up there. Yeah. And it's like, I'd rather be doing this.
Yeah. But they were also respecting your time and they're also, considerate of what you're doing, which is a huge difference from people that are like, I'll just clock in and clock out and see you tomorrow. That's
exactly. All they're really asking for is like, give me some footage at so-and-so time. Like, oh yeah, I could, I mean, what else I have to do? Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys. So I always tell them, I go, don't act like that you're giving me a hard time about it. I go, no. You tell me what you want. I'm here for you. Whatever. I'm not here for me. Like I could make this video the way I want it, but I want it to be the way you want it.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure, we can exchange ideas of how you want it. That way we meet your expectations and, maybe it'll be a little bit higher than what you expected. And that's always a good thing. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So,
yeah. So moving forward into other avenues of things you're doing the indie filmmaking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and what are you currently working on with that?
So right now I'm currently working on, we just finished, this year it really was motivated to do more short films. It's just things on my own. If I could just do it all on my own, so I can learn lighting, learn cinematography, learn storytelling. And so I did a zombie movie called The Awakening, and that's out on YouTube now. We did another one. I did like 3 back-to-back movies.
Oh my goodness.
In 1 month.
That's gotta be in 1 month?
Yes.
Sir. That is you're aiming for the stars.
Yeah, it was like we did the Poe movie, which was like we shot that one January, I think January, February, I can't remember exactly when. And then I remember the next day I had to shoot my zombie movie. And so I did that the whole day. So I was exhausted. And then I think 2 weeks later we shot another one called A Shadow, which we just did in my apartment. It was just something really quick. And that's like literally like 2 minutes. But it took us like 3 or 4 hours to make. The zombie movie took us about 6 hours and probably more with the makeup.
Yeah.
Because Dan, again, he came through with the makeup with the zombies. I mean, they look unbelievable. And I wish I would have got more footage of them as zombies. But, and then I'm working on it. So, and then the Poe movie was a lot longer because we had to shoot this at a house and we had to do a reshoot. So the reshoot was done 2 weeks later because we forgot to add a couple of things. And this is all part of the learning experience because like when I go into post and I'm looking, I go, oh, we're missing this part in the hallway where she's looking for her daughter. Like, we didn't really get that. You know what I mean? So again, like I go, maybe we should just do half days where we get a good idea shot and everything, and then come the next day and be refreshed. Because I get burned out after about 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like tired. I'm just like trying to get through the day and get through the shoot. And I'm realizing like I'm rushing it now and I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
So that's why these other movies were a lot smoother to do, because they were ideas I already had and everything ran smooth as far as like, you know, we had to change the set out. We had to change the lighting. We added some flicker lighting on top, but it all came together really quickly. And I go, man, this was only 2 minutes. Like, I feel like we did a lot more work than that. We did like 6 hours of shooting, but it's all because of all the other things that it takes up, like the audio, all that stuff. And so the Poe movie is out June. I haven't set a date yet, but we have a screening on June 6th. So I don't know when this podcast premieres, but it'll be a little bit after June 6th. We'll put it on YouTube. I just haven't picked a date yet, but the other movies are on there right now. And then the other one I'm working on, it's also I'm trying to shoot for this in June. We're already almost into June. It's another idea I have of the two girls that played the zombies. Actually, they're not going to be zombies in this one, but I enjoyed working with them. So same studio, but it's kind of more of a Twilight Zone-ish sort of story. But we'll get to that when it's done. You know what I mean? I don't want to spoil the whole.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
The whole thing, what it's about. But basically, it's a woman that wakes up in a white room, and you'll find out why she's there.
Stay tuned.
So so that'll be a good one.
Watch all of the movies.
Yes, yes. Incredible. And then I have another Alien one that I want to do as well. So I have all these ideas that I wrote down earlier in the year of story ideas, just ideas. I want to do zombie, the Poe, the second one, and then what was the other one? The Alien one, and then the Shadow one. I had that one. I had all those figured out already. So I'm trying to write down more ideas. So I want to like do almost like a little Twilight Zone type of episodes where they're all like really short.
Yeah.
Short and sweet, but get to the point. You know what I mean? So
if there was a certain director, your like dream to work with like a director, who would you want to work with?
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like I'm a director. In a way, I didn't even ask to be a director, but I like. Let me think. Maybe like James Wan. You know, he does a Saw movies, Insidious. I think that would be great. That would be like pretty awesome. I think Vince Gilligan would be amazing. Vince Gilligan doesn't do horror movies, but Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Yeah, I mean, I think
great.
I think that I get a lot of inspiration from watching that. Like the way he picks the camera angles, they're different.
That cinematography is good.
It is so like creative, and it looks visually like cinema. I'm like, I think those two. I think Vince Gilligan for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
I think that would be great.
What kind of advice do you have for people that are like looking to get in photography, or maybe they're stuck in that like 9 to 5? And what would you told yourself, like, if you could go back and like, you know, or like, hey, you know what, just get the hell out of here, just do it. What would you say?
I would say just, you know, it's going to take time, but don't give up. Don't give up on it. I think a lot of people that I've started off doing photography, a lot of people have dropped off.
Yeah.
And I think that's the number one. People get frustrated because they don't see. You can't get into it for money. That's the wrong reason to get into it. You got to get into it because you love it. And if you love it enough,
everything though.
What's that?
I think that goes hand in hand with everybody though. You know, these fly by night people are like, I'm just gonna make so much money, but art, there's not a lot of money in art.
No, there isn't.
And their passion shows through, and that's when you start like kind of, you know, generating money.
If you're very passionate about it, if you just want to do it as a hobby, that's fine. You want to stick to your 9 to 5 job. But if you don't want to stick to your 9 to 5 job and you want to get into photography, I would say, you know, learn as much as you can, but also realize it's going to be years before you're a success. It could take 10 years. So ask yourself, are you willing to do 10 years of this?
Yeah.
That you might not see a dime. You might make a little money, but you're not going to be, you know, rich.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say like I'm still trying to stick to it as well. Like, I don't want to do anything else. So, and I'm very passionate about it. This is why I want to teach photography and go into that medium as well to teach people, because I know I would have appreciated somebody like doing a one-on-one with me, and if it's only like a few dollars to do it, it's like that's worth it to me.
A little
you know
mentor.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important. So yeah, just don't take criticism, but take it well, not where somebody's like just trashing your work. That's different. That's just somebody trashing your work. But if there's constructive criticism, listen, and always ask people for their opinions, which I always do. I ask people like, what was wrong with the film? And they always look at me like, oh, like they don't want to insult me. I'm like, no, you're not insulting me.
Yeah.
I know what's wrong with it. So
you're like, I need some honest feedback
but
here.
let me know what else you see that where I could have improved. Even photography, like you can ask people's opinion. You can ask my opinion. Like people have asked me, like, what do you think of this photo? And I'll break it down. I'll like, okay, this, that. You could improve this a little bit more. Don't be afraid. You know, I mean, that's how you learn. Yeah. That's how you're going to learn.
Absolutely.
And that's how you're going to get better and better, because you're going to see the mistakes. You're going to see, and mistakes are just learning lessons. They're not mistakes. They're learning lessons. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, anything that I've done, whether it's film, photography, audio stuff, I see the mistakes, but I also see, that's something that just taught me something.
Yeah.
And so it's more of a lesson. I go, okay, I just learned something, and now I know how to fix it. I know how to improve it. I know what to expect now. And even like when I'm recording podcasts, that's a new medium for me as well. Like I've never recorded podcasts before, but now I'm producing podcasts. Now I'm not talking about my own. I'm talking about different people's podcasts, and that's a learning curve for me too, because I've never done it before. I've never had to like sync in audio with video before. I'm like, that's kind of new to me, and so now I know what to expect. Now I know like how to bring the mediums together, where the lighting can improve, what mood they're going for, all these things like that I'm learning as I go, and how to improve it and make it so I don't have these mistakes again. I was even telling you earlier, like a mistake I made where one of the cameras is only 30 minutes, and and I forgot about it, and how can I improve on that?
Yeah.
I have everything on silence. I can't put an alarm.
Yeah.
So I got to think of a different way to improve that for myself, to like just put a note on there, like, hey, check this in 30 minutes and make
Don't forget about me.
Yeah, because I could be walking around, I could be listening, I get intrigued by the podcast. I think that's what happens. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Now I'm listening. I'm like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be producing
You're like,
this
wait,
thing.
I'm the one doing this. Yeah.
I forgot I'm doing something, and so yeah, so things like that. Just I'm always learning something.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not learning something, you're dying. Like your craft will just get stale.
Yeah,
because I have seen those people. I was in the pinup world for 100 years, and there was always, these certain photographers. You're like, oh, that's so and so, because it looked cookie cutter every time. You're like, knew who this photographer was, you knew who took it, and you could call them out because it was the same every time. I mean, they made good money and they were good at what they did, but after a while, you just wanted to see something different. And that's why you started getting outside the circle of like, okay, I don't want to do that style anymore. Or I don't want to even see that style anymore. I think I have like pinup PTSD at this time in my life.
Is it because they all have like the same kind of look to it?
Same lighting, same look, same poses. You're like, you know exactly what to go in and do. You could knock out a shoot in like 15 minutes. You're like, okay, here we go. Okay, good, go. And I feel like that, a lot of people slip into that. The photographers, artists, singers, things like that, they just all fall into this rut and they don't want to grow or change or evolve. And I just feel like then that's when that person kind of just, staggers out.
That I've even heard too, people say like, I'm bored.
Yeah, absolutely.
I go, why are you bored?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same thing. I was like,
then
that's because you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, because you're boring and you're not kind of like, get outside your box, get outside of your comfort zone.
There's a lot to learn. So like, even like if you're bored with like natural lighting, well then learn some lighting.
Yeah, learn some lighting, some different techniques.
Learn something else. Learn to shoot pets. I mean, if you're, there's a challenge in that. I've had to shoot pets too. There's a challenge.
Oh, that's gotta be real challenging. I can't imagine.
My God, it's so. That's probably,
Or
yeah.
kids.
Especially
Pets
when
or
it's,
kids.
yeah.
I don't think I'd want to brace that.
Kids, I mean, kids is like a little bit easier, but I've had kids that are been fussy and crying, and they're not having it.
Oh yeah, no.
And we have to take a time out, calm them down, and then get them back in. You know, wipe away the tear, wipe the red on their face.
Yeah.
But with pets, man, they don't stay still. Like, I need to do a portrait of my cat. Actually, I'm surprised I haven't done one yet. Like, I really want to get her a good portrait of her, but I think that's going to be hard. She does not sit still. So
You're like, that's going to be a
but I think that's
miracle.
going to be my challenge to myself. I'm going to take a portrait of my cat and
Oh.
see if I can do it. Both cats, because my daughter's cat as well. So I'll try to do. Oh, that would be great. I'll do a portrait of both of them.
Oh.
So maybe do that at home. I have to do it at home. I had to do one with my daughter's cat for Blackcraft because they were having pet clothes.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
And they called it pet clothes, but it felt like more like dog clothes.
Yeah.
But they said it's for pets. They said but they need cats because for the same reason I just told you.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, people think it's for dogs, but it's actually for both. So, so I took the toys, I took the little shirts or whatever, and the little hoodies, and I put it on my daughter's cat, and she was so good about it. We had like a Blackcraft blanket that we laid down, and she was just like, I'm like a model. I'm like, oh my God, she was so easy
It's
to
one of
like.
those easy to deal with cats.
That was easy. My cat was a little. I think
Cat's
that
like,
would be
"Get
different. She doesn't
away."
want anything on her. She tries to get out of it. So no collar or nothing. I can't do anything with her. So, but yeah, that was actually an easy shoot. I was shocked that we got her into it. But the dogs that we were shooting for the pet stuff, that was hard. That was a learning lesson. I'm like, this is really hard.
Yeah, try to get some of those dogs to sit still. Forget it. Mine would no way.
Yeah,
No
we
way.
wanted just on the white background, and they'd move a little bit so they're not in the white background anymore. I go, no, just move. Like they're
"Come on."
posed good, but like just move a little bit. So it was a little hard and very challenging, but yeah, I don't mind doing pet photography either because I've had success in some of it, but not all of it. You know.
Yeah. So what's coming up? I saw you're going to be at Midsummer Scream.
Yeah, so Midsummer Scream's the next big event that I'm doing. We're going to do a Nosferatu photo experience.
Fabulous.
So it's going to be the new Orlok Nosferatu from the movie.
Yeah.
So Josh, who goes by Dead Static on Instagram, follow him. He does a lot of amazing cosplays in general, and he's very, very different from other cosplayers. He's intelligent. And I'm not saying all cosplayers are not intelligent, but he's just very, how do you say it? He's very focused.
Okay.
On his intent of his stories of his characters.
I like that. Not
So,
just like,
yeah.
oh, I'm going to wear a clown suit. It's just
He's not just that guy. He's very intentional and like, what are we gonna do? Like, so I'm gonna do this, and then so I asked him right after the last Midsummer Scream because he was at my booth. He was hanging out a lot, and he was bringing all his different looks in it. And our shoot was last year was like Beetlejuice / Graveyard. It ended up being more of a Beetlejuice shoot, but because we had a Beetlejuice character there, he was so good. But Josh was hanging out with us the whole time, so I asked him. I go, hey, so the Nosferatu movie's coming out next year, and or at the end of the year. I go, we should consider doing something like that. Like, would you want to do the old Nosferatu, and we'll do that for next year if that movie is a success.
Yeah.
Which we didn't know if it was going to be or not. I go, but it's just an idea, like for the next one. He goes, oh, that sounds good. So we didn't talk till months later. And then the movie came out, and then it was huge success.
Yeah.
And I go, I wonder if we can still ride the wave of that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
sure.
and sure enough, you know, I pitched it to Rick West at Midsummer Scream, and he's like totally gung-ho about it. And so I'm starting to work on, I hired somebody that's going to do a whole set. He just showed me the sketch.
Oh, fantastic.
It's going to look like a total vampire theme.
That's so cool.
We're going to have a couple of coffins there. And then Josh, he's getting the whole suit hand tailor made. The mask is coming from Immortal Mask. They've never done one, so they're doing it for him.
Oh, that's so neat.
And so I think the next step is like, I kind of want to do a cool intro when he comes out. You know what I mean? So everybody can watch him like do maybe a couple of lines or something.
Yeah.
And that'll be his introduction. Then we'll start the photos, you know what I mean? And get the line going. So that'll be at Midsummer Scream August 15th through the 17th, I believe. And that's going to be huge. I'm going bigger with this one.
That's always a huge show. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I wish I could enjoy the whole experience of Midsummer Scream because there's so much to it. But I'm basically stuck in my area for the whole weekend, and I don't mind because I mean, we're doing photos. We're gonna have prints available, and the whole set's going to be really cool looking. I can't wait. I still got to get a lot of supplies for it, but I'm looking forward to it. So I've wrote everything down that I need to get and how I'm envisioning it to look. And yeah, if this is good, we'll do more of them. You know what I mean? I like to switch up the theme though every year.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine because you wouldn't want to go every year and do the same thing. People are like, "Oh, I did that last year." So.
Yeah. Because the only reason I wanted to do the photo booth is because like when you go into the Hall of Shadow, you go into any horror convention, they have like these amazing sets.
Oh yeah.
So awesome. And it's all dark and it's lit like with their LED lights, but as soon as you get your phone out and you take a picture, it just doesn't quite do justice.
Not at all.
And so that was bumming me out because I would take pictures. I go, hey, take a picture of me at this house right here. Like, and my girlfriend would, take a picture or do the flash. And I go, doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not capturing what I'm seeing. So that idea came to me a long time ago where like, hey, why don't we do something like this, but we'll do it ourselves and we'll light it like the way it should be, get a good camera and have a good photo booth area that'll well lit and well lit that looks good for people to take with them, whether it's digital or a print. And so we're providing both. So
oh, that's cool. So you guys are just doing the prints there.
We're doing the prints there, so you don't have to take
great.
it anywhere else, and then you'll get a digital download as well. So,
that's rad.
Yeah.
All right, Rawl. One last question I ask everybody: what is your favorite horror movie?
The Exorcist.
I love that. I love that.
But I also have so many favorite ones.
I know it's a hard question, especially for someone that loves horror.
I like the original Halloween. Also, I love Saw. I love all the Saw movies.
How'd you feel about the last one?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. I'm a fan of the whole thing. And it's funny because my sister and we watched them all. And I was like, okay, what do we think of that? I was like, I love it. I just love it for what it is,
Yeah. I remember when Saw every October it would come out.
Yeah.
I remember like people were complaining like, oh, another Saw movie. I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, it just is like it has this, I don't know, I just have to see it. I have to see what the games are going to be. I just have to see it.
Yeah, and that's, James Wan did the first one. I don't know if he did any others after that, but he's done his own movies after that.
Yeah, I think it changed.
It changed directors.
Such a different vibe from the other ones.
Yeah, I think the only one I didn't see, and people suggested not to watch it, is when Chris Rock did one, but it was not Saw, but it was called something else.
It was a Saw movie, but it was kind of funny because I can't take him seriously.
I can't
So
either.
when he was trying to be Mr. Serious Cop, I was just dying. I felt like it was very comedic. I'm like, oh, sir, I think
what was
you're
that
great.
called?
It was a Saw movie, but I can't remember the name of it. But I was just like, oh, I can't take it seriously.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. So, but I saw the one that came out, and they should just keep doing them. Like,
oh yeah, I love
just
them.
keep going with it. Like, I like the traps. They're all really like, and it's like, yeah, it's gory, but it's not like Terrifier gory.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really seen Terrifier. I've seen like half of the first one,
Those
and
are
I've
a
seen
lot.
some of the third one.
Don't eat before you go to the theater. That's all
No,
I have to say.
what I was watching was a good 20 minutes of torture, and I was like, this is never stopping.
Yeah, it's intense.
It just kept going. I'm like, so I'm not totally into that type of movie. I like storytelling, and I like something that's going to be like really, really has a story behind it, like Saw. Like it has an anthology to it. You know what I mean? So
that suspense draws you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but going back to my favorite movie, Exorcist, it's just one of those movies that like I could watch it now and I still appreciate how scary it is.
Oh yeah,
and how intense the acting is. Good. It's just such a well done movie, and I think when did that come out? What was the year? 1970. 73 or so. I can't remember.
3 or 4.
I don't know. Somebody can look it up, but
yeah.
But it was around the year like I was born. I was born in 1970, so it was very early on, and I remember seeing it as a kid, in the late 70s when it came on. I don't know if I watched that at the theater. I don't think I was old enough to watch it in the theater, but I remember when I saw it, I was like, wow, that was completely like I started off at the top with the movie. Yeah. Everything else has not, and now every movie that comes out is like, it's the scariest movie that's ever been made.
You're like, but it's not The Exorcist.
It's like, and then people are like, oh my God, I just saw this, like TikTok, they're like, I just saw the scariest movie of all time. And they're like, they go into this, like, it's not the scariest movie of all time. What? I doubt it. I really doubt it. You know? And I've watched some of these movies. Like, I think they even said this movie Malignant that James Wan also did was supposed to be the scariest movie of all time a long time ago. Yeah. And I watched it and I fell asleep. I was like bored with it. I'm like, and I like his movies, but I was just like, I'm not feeling this one. Maybe I'm just tired. I don't know what it is, but I was like, where's the scary part? I'm not. Yeah. I feel like Insidious was pretty scary.
I loved Insidious until I saw it. It's when I see the thing that they're afraid of that just kills it for me. Like Jeepers Creepers. Yeah. Jeepers Creepers, the first like 20 minutes of that film was incredible. Then I saw the guy and I'm like, nope, I'm out. It looks like a giant cockroach.
I don't like, I think Jeepers Creepers was really well done. And then it kind of became comedy with the second one. And
the second one was totally,
It's like Nightmare on Elm Street. Like the first one's great. The third one's great. And I know people will argue the second one was really good, but the second one, I can't watch it. It's just, I've tried watching it. I just can't get through it.
Yeah, there's something just, I don't know.
I feel like they reshuffled everything in the third one.
Yeah.
Like they really got their crap together.
I think it was.
And they had a good cast.
Yeah, it was a different cast. It was a different feel.
I mean, they got Nancy back for that one.
Yeah.
And I like when Nancy's more involved in the movies. I feel like, are they going to do a new one?
I feel like they were gonna do a new one, and then they did that one where it was the remake was awful. I'm like, no,
it was that other guy.
Yes,
I forgot his name. It
was not well done.
No, I didn't even watch that one. But it's got to be Robert Englund. He's got to be.
There's no comparison. Like that is.
He's got to be the guy.
Absolutely.
So somebody's got to make another movie. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Oh. Well, Rawl, thank you so much for your time tonight. It was lovely talking to you, getting to know you. I can't wait to see you at Midsummer Scream. I absolutely want to come and do a Naseratu photo shoot. That would be so much fun.
Come down. It's going to be so amazing.
I love that show. I love going to that because it's just everybody's there.
Oh so my God. It's cool to there's so much to do. You can't even do it all in one weekend. No, you can't.
I've tried to do it like one day. I'm like, no, I have to come back.
There's panels. There's shows. There's the mazes. There's all the amazing vendors.
That's what I didn't realize the first time I went. It's all the cool mazes. It's all the haunted houses and stuff. I was like, this is like take me a whole day anyway. So you have to go for the whole weekend.
You could be in line there for like, that's where they get like the early previews of the haunts that are coming out in October. And you can stand. And some of those lines are long. And my line gets pretty long too.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
For the photo. So I'm trying to get through it really quickly so people don't have to stand in line too long. But no, that got pretty intense like the last couple of years. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I was not expecting some of that.
That's so great though.
All the people that showed up, I'm like, this is insane. So now I'm aware of it. Again, I learned and I'm pivoting to how to now I expect it.
Yeah. Now you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Oh.
But cool. I appreciate you having me on. This is fun.
Thank you so much. Well, take care of you, and we will see you soon.
Yep. Thank you.